Hey everybody, Rich Lovell with the Vacaville Baseball Barn, Master Instructor with the Epstein Hitting System. And today I want to talk about dropping the hands. You hear this a lot, and I think, at least this is what I believe, there's a lot of times the player isn't necessarily dropping their hands as opposed to maybe over tilting. And I'm sure that at times they are dropping their hands some, but what we tend to have is when a player gets in the position here is you'll see them start to, and this goes to some of the other videos I've talked about before by keeping your front shoulder down or maybe rotating prior to elevating, but they'll elevate really high in the front shoulder from here, and then they've got to start pulling the hands back up because they've got their hands much lower than the path of the ball. So what are one of the ways that we can think about not doing this? One, recognize where the level of the pitch is. If I have a pitch that's coming in, it's going to be chest high, I'm certainly not going to get into this position and think, oh, I've got to elevate my front shoulder. I don't want to do that necessarily. I want to keep my shoulders or start them out somewhere, or excuse me, my hands somewhere about the level of my shoulder. And once I've recognized the pitch, by the time that I get to my front foot, then I know where and how much I need to either rotate and then elevate. So if you see hands or you think hands are dropping because they're popping the ball up, typically that's because they're here, now they're swinging down and catching the backside of the ball. If you see that they're getting their hands and they look really low, and then as they're turning they're having to pull them up, it's primarily because, again, they're elevating this front shoulder way too early and then not necessarily dropping their hands, it's just falling back with this back shoulder here. Now, there are occasions where you will see a player, they get here and then they land and they'll start here. And then what happens is they've got to pull their hands up, which then causes this front shoulder to come up as well because his back elbow is coming down. And then their bat typically drops below parallel in the approach position. And from there, they've either got to swing a big uppercut or their right hand is going to over-activate to try to get that barrel up to the ball. So there are a lot of different causes there, a couple of different fixes and things that you can work on by maintaining a little less tilt in the back shoulder, again, depending on where the height of the pitch is. So hopefully this helps you out. Don't automatically assume that someone's dropping their hands just because you see their hands getting lower. First, make sure that they're not over elevating that front shoulder. Hope this helps you out. Check out the rest of our channel. Check out the rest of our videos on our YouTube channel. Give us a like on Facebook. Share us with your friends.